What's up, Alinas? Got 8 likes already. 2 people in here. That's it. But we good. What's up? Happy Taco Tuesday. What up? The one and only King. What's good? Everybody falling in now. I don't even know why I'm playing this. This ain't even fire. Like, I got so much production. I got so many beats. Like, I literally got maybe 10,000 beats that I ain't gonna let nobody hear none. But it's also a reason why. So I've been like producing with people who have came my way, and we sat down, we collabed, and just on a solo or whatever. I've been doing this really since like 2000, but really started getting busy in like 08, 09. And it's a reason, and it's part of the subject matter as well, right? Because we're talking about AI and AI being able to like take this type of style. And like I said, this ain't the most impressive bit. This is just something, me and the homie were messing around back day. Play the beat again. I'll play it again. Typical West Coast. You hear the typical. We wasn't trying to be typical. It was just, but in AI and artificial intelligence would go, yo, it will identify this as West Coast and go get another few tracks that sound similar. Go get some YG, go get some Hit Boy. Well, Hit Boy isn't like traditional West Coast, but shout out to Hit Boy, because Hit Boy is nice. Go get some Battle Cat, because this is like along the cat Battle Cat would do, right? Go get some DJ Quick, go get some Dr. Dre. And it will take all the production, all the songs from whatever catalog it has access to. It could have the whole Doggy Style album. It could have the entire Snoop Dogg first album. It could have Above the Law. It could have NWA. And it will just, whoever's programming the AI will put the information in there and say, okay, this is West Coast music. And what the LLM, because that's what the AI is, the large language model would do is train itself listening to like, okay, what are the BPMs? What key are they in? What's the tempo? If you know music, hopefully, if y'all know music, time signature, chords, progression, all that, right? The computer, the LLM or the AI already has like a basis of like what to think, how to think. That's the genius of AI. You give it like you essentially give it its soul. Whoever's programming the AI will say, okay, we're going to go ahead and create you to make music. Now, here are all the genres of music. So it's already giving it like a subset of like, okay, rock, classical, jazz, hip hop, blues, right? It's giving the computer like a set of like, it's not prompts, I forgot what they call it, but essentially it's like, this is what you're here to do. Here's the information that you have. Study this, and now, okay, you're gonna create West Coast music, or you're gonna create just production, from what we gave you. So this large language model, this AI, would have knowledge of I don't know. Let's just say it knows most of the typical West Coast music from the '90s. But let's just say it don't have Freestyle Fellowship. Shout out to Freestyle Fellowship. Let's just say it don't have no idea of who Freestyle Fellowship is. In fact, it probably wouldn't even know Freestyle Fellowship is West Coast. Someone will listen to Freestyle Fellowship and be like, "Yo, this sounds more like on some East Coast." But no, they West Coast dudes. The AI is listening and learning from all the classical hip hop from the early days of West Coast, but it don't know nothing about Freestyle Fellowship. So it's producing what it knows. And that's how they train AI. This is how they train AI. This is why Timberland was catching so much hell because this is a cold part. I ain't gonna get on Timberland just yet, but you give it the information that you want it to study and what you want it to sound like, right? So if you just want like, hey, I'm gonna create AI Kenny G. You take all of Kenny G's saxophone, Jag in the building. Oh, you got 126K. Congratulations. That's what's up.
Congratulations to the team, Mark. We're growing.
Yeah, that's a good work. Good work. Jag, I said let me get in here because I was supposed to get this live uh yesterday, but someone passed away and we yeah, look at Big Goofy. The big goof stuff. Somebody passed away, so I had to kind of yeah, you know, had to kind of retreat. And I definitely did want to come back to this though. And in fact, him passing, maybe it will symbolize a like the mark. Like everybody remembers where they were during 9/11, right? Everybody's
Hmm.
gonna remember. Everybody's gonna remember the time, especially that time span. Those what he had about 50, 60 years in the music industry, something like that. Um,
70.
70 years from the well, yeah, early '60s up to yeah, yeah.
Nah, before that, we're talking 50s.
Well, he's been in the game before that, but he truly became impactful
In the 60s, yeah.
mid '60s, right? And
Yeah.
remember what I told y'all about youth culture, him being like the pioneer of say, oh damn, the youth are really digging this. Let's really do whoop 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 to you know the youth. He was about youth culture. So everybody's gonna remember that time before Clive Davis, after Clive Davis, with the way the music industry is going, because some things are about to change.
I know. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. Hmm.
I think I think everybody pushing to go independent. I think they about to lay a trick bag because it's easy to go independent right now. Think about this. You and I come
It
from the
is.
same era. Yeah. Remember, we were just talking about Alicia Keys. I was producing on this whack ass Yamaha RY7, RY10.
Uh-huh.
Back before there was Fruity Loops. Back before, I mean, Pro Tools was still around, but you had to have money. You had to have a big studio to really get busy. And Fruity
Yeah.
Loops changed the game. And this was before pre Fruity Loops. Now we just got people beatboxing into a mic and telling Suno, make the horn sound like ooh, no, 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 and then it just does it.
I know. And beatboxing
So,
badly.
well, yeah, but the AI will correct it for them.
I know. Isn't that scary?
It's crazy. Do you remember the days when like, because I know you remember, and plus your music industry, demo tapes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, some people demo sounded hella good, professional, whoop whoop, but then you had Some people who had demos, it's like, yeah, you could tell that's some demo ish. Like production was lackluster. Maybe the rap or the
Mm-hmm.
singing wasn't even all, all that. And that
Mm-hmm.
that was it was a lot of that. It was a lot of, and it was the beauty and imperfection of, like, somebody just starting out, trying to get into the rap game, get into the Star Search or just whatever, right? Get their name out there. The energy, yeah, not at all, not at all. I was just about to go there because it's like the imperfections is what make some
Mm-hmm.
songs really good.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like this beat I'm playing here, this is me and Stone. Man, we did this long, so maybe 2012. We just messed around, and it just popped up. I was, oh, this remind me of. I remember everywhere we was at when I put this together. Me and him put it together. It's like fond memories, and the imperfection of this, even though it's ain't like the best beat, but it's like it's good, and it's good for me to hear it because then it inspires me to go somewhere else. Maybe if I'm going to do something else. Um, with AI, for the most part, everything is going to sound so precise and
Homogenized.
clean. Yeah, yeah. Like the example that I was giving everyone, Jag, about how the AI or a music LLM. For those who don't
Mm-hmm.
know, when we're talking about AI, we're talking about large language models. So the basis of a LLM for an AI that does production. Let's say I create, like I said, let's just say I create an East Coast 90s producer AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say I go grab a bunch of music, like easy rock bass, um, Grandmaster Flash, Africa Bambaataa, Kumo D. Oh, I was like, let me keep the music going. I'm trying to think of just legacy artists from the East Coast. And shout out to my brothers on the East. Uh,
Poor righteous
Poor
teachers.
Righteous Teachers, boom. That's right. We on it. We on it. Let's just say
Nice and
I
smooth.
said, oh yeah, yeah, nice and smooth. Pete Rock, CL Smooth. Even let's go grab Heavy D. It's funny, Heavy D was in my dream one time. And shout out to
Wow.
Heavy D. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a whole nother story because I probably was probably gonna work with Heavy D if he would have stayed alive.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I got much love for Heavy D. That big nigga was man. That was smooth, dope. But anyway,
He was awesome.
Heavy D was the shit. Rest in peace. But let's just say I grabbed all that legacy, early hip hop influence, East Coast, and I told the AI, it's not a prompt. See, this is where people get things twisted. Where when you prompt an AI, you're telling it to do something for you, and you need it produced, and it has to rely on information it knows. So if I said, "Hey, this is legacy hip hop from that day, mid '80s, early to mid '80s to the early '90s, and this is like the cream of the crop for hip hop on the East Coast. I need you to learn this, and I need you to study this, and I need you to make beats like this." And that's pretty much what an AI would do right now. An AI would basically just take what it heard and emulate. It's not creating nothing. Like I said, I can
No.
listen to this beat. Go ahead, Jack. Go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with you. I was like, no, it's not. It's not creating anything.
Yeah, it's just doing a creator. You know it. Like Jag being in the studio, and I can't wait. We gonna get this setup popping because I know I heard you saying, "Oh, I got to do that song." Cross my mind. Yeah, you definitely got to do it amongst other songs. But you
Actually,
are
the
a
song that I
true
said I had to do
creator.
was it was Juice.
Oh, well, I heard you singing "Cross My Mind."
I
Oh, no, no, no,
was, and then
it was Juice. You're right. It was Juice. No, 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 it was Juice. My bad. You couldn't hear the beat. You when you were doing it, you really couldn't hear the beat. Just it's funny. Just like when you were playing your son's recording, you couldn't really hear him.
it's funny how that works.
That was well. I got a theory. We'll talk about that, and that this has something to do with AI as well.
I know.
See, your son has a certain speech pattern, timbre. Like I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna get into that. But back to what I'm saying about just AI and people who are makers and people who are creators. Y'all do the research. You'll know what I'm saying when I say someone who creates and someone who makes. And I give Jazz as a perfect example of a person who's a creator. And if you go and you research her catalog, the AI, if I wanted to recreate Jag, I really wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't have it wouldn't be a good example because you only got two albums that are out there. You got multiple songs or whatever, but
And not only that,
like
all of that was from 20 years ago. My pitch, everything, which is how I know that they were approaching certain producers who I did some work with, trying to acquire
trying to
any
get
music
trying
that
to
I
get that
did, trying to
that
get
raw.
to that. Exactly.
Yep, because they can do so much with raw vocals. I'm gonna get into that, but I was literally just kind of just going surface level. If I wanted to go get an East Coast producer AI or just an AI that produces every genre, it's not going to create a new genre because it's going to, well, it could potentially create, but it really ain't even going to create because it's still
It's
going to
not going
go
to create
and
a new
listen.
genre. It. That's the thing. It cannot create. The only thing that it
It
can
don't
do
create.
is replicate.
There you go.
It can replicate at a high level. It can replicate. But
Yeah,
that's about it.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
means
That.
it can be. Which means it can be influenced.
Well, you're right. Influence. And if I told this AI, I threw in some freestyle fellowship, and I keep saying that because I love freestyle fellowship because they're not like a traditional West Coast rap artist. And then, matter of fact, they're like jazzy, right? And if I threw
Uh-huh.
that in the mix and told the AI like, "Yo, this is East Coast," it wouldn't know, but okay, it'll just be like, okay. I told you. Like the AI, I think I'm saying all this to say, number one, if you're a kid, you're looking, you're listening, AI is not a creator. AI is just, like you said, a replicator, an emulator. AI is not God. Because I'm telling you, we're going to have people in such a psychosis state of, like, that AI, they're going to think it's God. And
I know.
the future of AI, because what we got right now is just baby stuff. Even the stuff that they're playing, showing us, because that's the stuff, that's 50 years back. The stuff they got in the back, oh man, start listening to like there's he's called the father of AI. What was his name? Greg Henson or
Oh
Hinton?
boy, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because he's in that documentary that we were talking about. The
Hmm.
AI doc, or how to become a pocket. What is it called? A pocket.
Apocalyptic.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah.
Some.
But
I
but
just don't know why they can't say a doomsday prepper.
well, the new term is that because back in the day, the doomsday preppers they were prepping for like nuclear war. They were prepping for society to just fall. Now the preppers are prepping for AI to just take over like Skynet and start going rogue and start hunting people down. And don't get it twisted. That could be a possibility. Don't get it twisted. And that's why I
Isn't
say
that
pay
already
attention.
happening though?
What you mean? The only thing I've seen is the AI or the robots kicking kids. I saw two kids in Asia get kicked by robots.
With
Crazy.
their ass that get just getting assaulted.
Got kicked in the face. I was like, that's messed up.
When
Oh,
they
hold
kicked that
on.
one baby in the gut
Oh yeah, that was sad. That was sad.
and ain't nobody
That
do
was sad.
nothing.
Not bad. Uh oh. What the hell?
I don't know. It's getting
Okay.
weird.
Well, it's probably because of where I'm located. And let me just cam down. We gonna get on over there to Jack's channel in a minute, y'all. We about to get busy. I gotta make a little run. I got to make it the run. We might be over there for a minute today. I think. I think it's one of them days where we're gonna, because I am gonna touch up on the AI conversation over there too, and I save it for the right time, the topics, etc. Because there's a whole lot that had happened in the past week, just in AI in general, that people kind of, if you're sleeping, you're just you if you gotta if you're paying attention to other things, you wouldn't even pay no mind. Like the guy Peter Thiel and his quote unquote elite squad. Like he has like this group of people that he communicates with. We're gonna get into that. I don't want to I want to stay on topic here with
There's
AI
some
and just
interesting
music.
comments being made by a sub in the chat. Salute
Who?
Treviso MC. He says, all I know is since AI got trained on my beats, my vocals, and all that, I have sacked my co producer and mix engineer. And so are a lot of others. So we got a lot of producers and engineers crying about it right now.
That's a good shout out to you. That's a good look. All my computers that I've done vocals on, for the most part, I own the computers. Therefore, I own the data. You know what I'm talking about? So if you do go to just someone's studio and wherever that raw data ends up, it's at the liberty of them. Especially if you haven't signed any agreements or whatever. So yeah, they can take your raw essence, your raw vocal, and train whatever AI that they want, and they don't need a whole
You
lot of
want to know what
data.
sucks? What happens if someone decides to hack your system? They got you.
Hmm.
They got your sound. They got the way you approach sound. They have the format and the
Yeah.
blueprint and the formula to how you
Hmm.
create your sound, the whole nine yards. Like
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
wild because for somebody like SZA to come out talking about complaining about how AI is stealing her voice, like that's wild.
I
And
was
it's why,
gonna get into
especially
that.
considering a couple years ago, she was busy, feeding into the narrative and steering into the narrative of transhumanism in a bodysuit, in a nude bodysuit, giving a robot a lap dance. You remember that?
I thought that was I thought that wasn't Sizzler. That wasn't somebody else.
No, SZA did it too.
You know what? I think I remember. It's kind of vaguely hitting
She
me,
was
but
in some kind of warehouse and she was doing some kind of striptease dance in like a nude bodysuit, and she was sitting there throwing it down on the robot.
wow.
And it's wild because you were helping feed that narrative, and now you're complaining about the effects of it.
Well, sometimes a lot of artists don't know what they're promoting. Transhumanism. I can remember even like they were talking about yesterday. I know someone came in referencing Janelle Monáe. Remember?
Yeah.
Was that Elena's? I forget. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, people reference. I mean, a lot of artists don't even realize they are, or they've been programmed. Like I remember even a long time ago. The funny thing is Will I Am. Shout out to Will I Am. He's an LA dude.
Jesus.
He's a nerd. And the reason why I say shout out because he does help the kids, but that's a whole nother
Into
conversation.
what is the question?
Right. No, I've been there, and Taboo, Will I Am. They do things in East LA. They do things in LA to help youth, and they were they about music. Remember that one album they had when Fergie first came out, and they were talking about AI back then, like uh, you know AI doing the music for you. Then it's like, then what the artists are gonna do? What's the artist gonna do? I say all that to say because I was gonna get into the scissor thing, and I was gonna get into you as well as far as like I said, you have two albums that are officially out there, and but AI can't emulate you currently because you ain't put your stuff out there like that, which is a good thing. AI, SZA is now like, well, AI can be trained on all my stuff with or without my permission because number one, you ultimately really do not. I'm talking about SZA. Don't control your distribution and how stuff gets out there, etc.
Not if she
You,
signed
you
to one of these major houses.
right, right, yeah.
You have
And
control of nothing.
I think the future isn't really going to be about with artistry. It's not going to be about independence. It's really just going to be about control because I'm working on a project, instrumental project. I got a bunch of this. That's why I was playing the instrumentals. I was letting people know I got instrumentals for days, and I'm
Control.
just like, yep, control. I got instrumentals for days. I'm gonna put some stuff out in a traditional sense. I'm talking about how they do it with Spotify, blah blah blah, this and that. But there's another way that artists are gonna have to put their music out, and you don't have to put it out there to the internet per se. Like there's just a different approach that we're gonna just have to go um, when it comes to like independent artists, and I'm talking about real independent. I ain't talking about the fake independent. That's why I was mentioning like the La Russells and certain people that have signed certain deals or whatever, and they were quote unquote independent, but okay, when you get signed, you're not independent anymore if you got a machine backing you, and then they can pretty much tell you, hey, well, release this, do this, then do this, that, do this, put it out on this thing, put it in this movie. You're gonna do sync licenses, blah blah blah. You do not have control like you think. You've given up. You've relinquished. You relinquish your control. You relinquish your soul to a degree.
Yeah.
So to that person put that in the chat. Um, we were always taught, don't just record with anybody. Have control of your data. It's almost like, I'm not gonna just have my hair or let anybody touch my hair or cut my hair, or you know what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
it's, it's you gotta treat your essence like that as well with your music. But it really could be. It's gonna be real. Like an artist will be a fool to just have their data just floating around the internet because somebody, some AI engineer could be training its AI on your data that you just got out there.
You mean somebody like Timberland?
Boom. Yep.
Seeing him with Chloe Bailey is really disturbing.
And Chloe is talented, man. Chloe is very
Yeah,
talented.
she's real talented. I mean, he gonna jack all her beats. He gonna
Mm-hmm.
jack
Mm-hmm.
all her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Salute, Harry.
Yeah, yeah. I think I may get down to the little spizot before it closes. So yeah. So I got you, babe. I got you. We're gonna do this. Um, yeah, but I'll get deeper into the conversation because I really want to start pushing a topic about being truly autonomous and truly creative with music, with your music. What
Yeah.
does real independence mean today?
Hmm. What
What
does
is
that
in
look
what
like today?
That's the question that I got for you. What does real independence when it comes to music? What does it look like today?
I don't know. I had to think about that because there's
With
the
you,
appearance of independence, but is it true independence?
well, yeah, that's the
Because
question.
anything that's feeding in to the LMMs, yeah, I don't know. They have AI pretty much studying everything.
uh-huh. You know, AI eventually Earth will have a digital twin.
I know.
That's a move that they're trying to do. So it's like you'll have reality, like I'm on the freeway right now, I'm driving, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then you'll have an aspect of reality that's a digital version, but it's like I'm an NPC, an NPC. I'm not like a real. I'm just something that's in the background. There will be like a digital twin of Earth essentially, and that's
Wait a
scary.
second. Harry just wrote something really interesting. Harry says AI is a pattern recognition system and it tries its best to predict the next best token.
Yeah,
When you train AI on AI content, it gets dumber. LOL. And it's just so funny because reading that comment, it reminded me of that movie Multiplicity. Did you ever see that movie Multiplicity?
yeah. I know that was my favorite movie back in the day. What's my guy?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Yeah. He
Michael
he
Keaton
cloned
handing
himself
the
once.
doubt. Do you remember when the clones cloned
The
their
clone said we're gonna
self?
clone. Yeah, one of them was just like, "Dur, dur,
And he
dur."
came out with four. He was a straight, Ari Tard,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 exactly. He was a
And
slow
he did the
tard.
Steve.
Right,
She touched my pepper,
right.
Steve. He was like, give me some more soda.
yeah,
You remember when he was sitting there trying to, he hammered himself into the floor?
yeah. Yeah. That's a good example of what AI copying AI would actually look like.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's what made me think about that. Salute to Harry Jojo. I am trying to tell you it's funny. It's funny. It's you know, we lean into technology more and more and more. And we have more faith in what we're training than we have in ourselves,
Hmm.
which is wild. Because these machines, this technology relies on us.
Yeah.
And it's like if the machines rely on us, Why don't we rely on ourselves?
God didn't make any mistakes when He created man and woman. We are the ultimate technology. I think a lot of times people forget even that. Like we're technology because we're this is we're you're not your arm and your finger. You're a soul. You're a light. You're a piece of God that just came back. This like we're not humans like that. We're human, but we're not. Like when we really talk about like we're really we're more than that. I'll just say it like that. And yeah, we're the ultimate technology.
Well, that's the thing. We are the technology, and unfortunately, we've given ourselves over
Hmm.
to what we've created.
Hmm. Well, it's the same analogy what you just said about multiplicity. It's like
Yeah.
uh, they gonna create their own. Like funny side note. Sam Altman. If you guys don't know who he is, he's the founder of OpenAI, and he was looking at someone who had did a video, and the guy did the video. He said, "Okay," he's talking to the AI, ChatGTP, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna run a mile, and I need you to count it for me. Count how long it took me, okay? And when I tell you go, that means that's when I start. And then when I say, okay, I'm done, that's when I stop." So he says, the AI is like, okay, yeah, yeah, okay, let's go. I'm going to count it for you. And then he says, go. And then like 2 seconds later, he's all right, I'm done. And then the AI is like, oh, that was a good run. And he's like, how long did I run? He's like, yeah, you ran for 10 minutes. He's like, no, that's a lie. He's like, no, you ran for 10 minutes. He's like, no, I didn't run for 10 minutes. I said, and then Sam Altman was trying to explain, like, well, that AI, this is just a mistake. It's a hallucination. It doesn't have the timer or some timer that he said that AI normally that he's going to implement later or some shit. I don't know. And then the guy did it. And the guy saw Sam Altman react to that, and then he did it again, and then he explained to the AI like, dude, you lie. Like
It's
don't believe
funny
the hype,
because
like you
Treviso
say.
just said in the chat, a cure for cancer question mark. It'll find it
Right.
before us. Well, this is the thing. We've already found it.
Yeah.
It's being withheld.
Oh yeah. In
Like
Cuba, they
that's
have the cure for lung cancer,
it's just
and this
kind
was
of
10 years
wild to
ago.
me. Yeah, it's just kind of wild to me because that's just how trusting humanity has become in machines. You know,
And then they're
we have to
saying,
get to the point where we stop devaluing ourselves.
yeah,
See, the only thing that a machine can do that a human being can't do is move without rest, is continue to keep functioning without rest. We have to rest. Like it comes to a certain point in time where our eyes need rest, our mind needs rest,
444.
our for our everything needs rest.
Yeah,
And so we have to stop and we have to take that time.
yeah.
Meanwhile, machines don't have to do that. But do you want to know what they need in order to be able to function? They need coolant, they need
Water.
fluid, they need water. So, once again, I want y'all to think about that. They need water, and so do we.
And that's
Am
the
I making
problem.
sense, or am I getting
No,
too
no, no.
deep?
You make no, no, no. Water is the key to life. You're not growing any food without water. Like it's not happening. Water was needed, or basically a coolant is needed for this AI to work,
We're
and that's the
headed
thing
to a space where we're about to start competing
for
for
water.
life resources with
Yeah,
something we created.
for a machine. A freaking machine.
So like we have to be careful at how we're looking at all of this. You know what I mean? I think
Hmm.
technology is awesome. I think technology is cool. I also think it makes human beings lazy. And the truth is if
It
human
does.
beings were willing to work more together rather than against one another, AI wouldn't even be as attractive as it is. Like if we were to take all of our mind resources and stuff like that and to work with one another in shifts, right?
Hmm.
We would be able to compete with what these machines do. But
Yeah,
it
to a
would
degree.
require a large group of people to work together and to work in tandem. See, that's the
The
thing
main,
when it comes to machines. You can eliminate the people, which takes out the human element, but it also takes out ingenuity
yeah, yeah.
because that's something that machines can't duplicate.
No, I can't. It can't. It can't duplicate ingenuity. That's why I was saying it only makes. It doesn't create. And I'll tell you this. I know people say, love is the highest vibration, and it is one of the highest vibrations, or the highest thing. Like love. Yeah, yeah, love is good. But to me, what's just as good as authenticity. And an AI will cannot be authentic. It cannot be authentic. When it gets to the point, because that's what they're talking about. It's called AGI. You know, artificial general intelligence. Even if it's artificial general intelligence, it's still not going to be authentic. Like your son, my daughter, like my mom, everyone's authentic in their own way and right, and that's God. And AI is still, even
Treviso
if it's
over here going
AGI.
through existential crisis in these comments.
What happened?
Treviso says, so
I can't.
here's my offer. Any producer wants to produce these 3 albums with no dough up front. We work, we push, we get paid, but none of you will. You want to know
What
what's so funny? That's how we used to do it back in the day. We used to all come together and work together and create projects together, work together as a team. You want to know what screwed it up? Human nature.
was that?
Somebody on the team decided to go and sit down and have a meeting and sell off the work as their own, took the money, didn't say anything to the rest of the team.
Oh yeah, I've experienced that too.
Human nature.
But a real, cohesive, a real cruelty free side would be to actually do something like this. Okay, so Jag, if I produce a track for you and then you write the lyrics, that's easy, right? 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Thanks for the
publishing is
gift, Maya.
you. Oh, thank you, Maya. I'm sorry, I'm not even able to look down. I'm trying to get to this
That's all right. I'm watching
location
the chat while
before.
you're
Appreciate it. But yeah, it's simple, 50-50. You did the lyrics and you sang, and I did the production, and boom. That's simple. Simple split. Now let's just say if it's a bunch of us, let's say I go grab my boy, he's the bassist, and then I go grab this girl who does strings, and then you go grab some people, and y'all start writing and that's when, like you say, it starts to get a little complicated. But now, is everybody going to agree to the splits? Because you still got to discuss business. You still got to handle business. There's nothing wrong with being creative, and the reality is that's dope. And then people coming together, authentically and just naturally, and bringing their essence, and just that's dope. But then the reality is there's still bills to be paid, because you're in the studio, and light bills and electricity and AC and hot water. That's a factor. You're not in the studio and it's you're not running a 0 kilowatts. The reality is it takes money. You gotta have an engineer. You gotta do so you gotta be
I'll never
really based in
forget
reality.
one of the studios I used to work at, large scale studio, and the first
Hmm.
time I saw the electric bill.
What that thing about 1400 or probably more than that, depending on the size of the
Yeah.
probably because depending on what you got. Because if you got
Like
AC, look,
6K.
yeah, there you go.
6K.
You know why? Especially back day when you got them tapes, them reel to reel. It can't be hot. You ain't finna be no smoke. It's gonna be cool. You gonna have an area where it's like a refrigerant. Like yeah, your equipment can't be yeah.
So
Six
it's
K
just
that
it
makes
has
sense.
me thinking, and that's not including, yeah, that's just the electricity. That wasn't even with climate control. And so it got me thinking about these data centers, what that must be like.
Oh
What
man, I
happens
can
when
tell
stuff
you.
gets hot in there and they can't cool it off? What is
No, no, no,
that?
no, no. You ain't supposed. It ain't supposed to do that. When I was working at COSA, told you I was working IT production support for a company. They did all, they did Walking Dead, they did Orville, they did all they had their own little data center in the spot in Burbank. And nah, that ain't happening. That if the electricity go out, guess what? Backup generator. If that go out, there's a backup to the backup generator. Like they wasn't playing. When you're dealing with data centers, and especially if something of that magnitude, yeah, they got it because there's data on the line, and there's millions of dollars, trillions of dollars on the line. They got to have fail safes. So if something falls apart, then it gets rescued by this. Like, yeah,
Imagine if we actually did that in humanity with humans.
fail safe. Yeah, imagine.
Hmm. This has been interesting.
We'll double back on this and kind of go a little deeper because I think I'm gonna just start getting into the whole series of just like AI and real musicianship and if you're a real artist, what you should do. Because I've seen it. I remember the first time I went to the studio and it was DAT tapes. You know what I mean? Then it went from
Oh
that
my
to
goodness.
the Pro Tools. Like yeah, having a Pro Tools session and having hard drive. Like it's all the same. It's just data transfer and stuff like that. It just got easier. But long story short, the technology changed. Now we're at a moment to where it's like, I mean, Jag, you could put together you can have a virtual band. You can have a person looking like, Tracy Chapman playing the guitar over here, and then you can have a fake Sheila E. And then this could all be AI. They
I
could be all
know.
avatars. But you produced it all. That's the beauty of it. It's like you produced it all, but then you can have these fake players. It's we're in an interesting time. We're in a very interesting time. Like think of it like the Gorillas, that group, the Gorillas,
Yeah, except they were all people carrying a persona, not
Avatar.
literally. Yeah.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Yeah. No,
Interesting
we're in some
time.
interesting times. We're in some interesting times, but um, that generation that we come from, we still got that codec that they ain't gonna be able to kill because they kind of want us to not be creative. They kind of want us out the way, like
They
our
need to get
generation.
rid of our generation. They need us to hurry up and get the hell up out of here so that they can have world domination, accomplished on such a smoother level.
Yeah, it'd be much easier. Um, yeah, guys. Now I'm gonna hit everybody up every so often, maybe once a week, where we had these conversations because I think that's gonna be the lane. And I'll say shout out to there's not too many black futurists out there. Siddiqui Bakari is the first brother I know that was out here talking this AI stuff when people were like, "Oh, you talking about robots? You crazy?" And now where we at? Like he was talking about this 20 years ago when I met him. So shout out to him. And I was already in tech, so it's kind of like he didn't do nothing but just open my eyes. It's like, yo, and that dude is well researched. Um, so now we're at a space, like you say, the creativity, the laziness is, that's the thing. Just the creativity will be lacking. The laziness will be the thing.
At an all-time high.
It sure will. All right, I was hoping I can get to. I'm a mile away from Dr. Sabi. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Let me make a call. We gonna have to get on over to Jack's channel though. Like we already a little behind.
I know.
Um, so y'all, the 50 plus people here, make your way over to Jack's channel because we about to go live over there, and you know, we got some reporting to do.
This was the pre-game, huh?
Hmm. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, whenever you want to get started, I'm trying
Well,
to.
do you
Oh,
want to
okay.
take a couple of minutes to do what you need to do, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
we'll.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's
All
do
right,
exactly
guys.
that.
Keep your notifications on, and just be ready for that we're
The
live
main event.
notification.
Yep. Get ready for that main event. Get on over there. Press notify all on Jack's channel. All right. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, I didn't know they didn't send me the live." Wow, 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 woo, woo. So you've been doing your thing, and we're gonna keep up the good work. So we'll be over there. See y'all in a minute.
See you in a few.
Peace.
Peace.